Hello friends, now let us take up the concept number 1, 17.1, procedure for mastering Java language. I feel this is the right time to review the procedure of mastering Java language, because by now we learned all the core elements of constructing a program, constructing a Java class and developing a Java program. Now, if you review the procedure of mastering Java, it will be very pragmatic and useful to you. That is why in this concept I give you a briefing about the procedure, and you have been studying differently. Now you strictly follow this procedure, then you can get ultimate benefit out of this. The first step is learning semantics and syntax rules of a language. This is a general principle not only for Java, it is applicable to all the programming languages. If you have to learn and master any language, the first and foremost step is understanding semantics and syntax rules of the language. Semantics means general meaning. Actually, what you have to understand, semantics means if you write some element, some expressions or some statement in a programming language, what will happen, that you must understand. Just for example, now we have written like this. What is the impact of that? By writing the statement, what is happening, that is called semantics. Suppose we have written a statement like this: C is equal to 1, C is less than or equal to 10, C plus plus, and some statements we have written. By writing the segment of code, what will happen? What is the impact of this? That is called semantics. So, first you have to understand the semantics of the language. Then only you can apply that and you can develop programs. And thereafter human rules. Simply knowing syntaxes, semantics is not enough. Like in human language, simply you know the meanings of the words, that is not enough. You must know the grammar rules. Strictly according to the grammar rules only, we compose different words and create a meaningful sentence. Who is there? This is my book. My name is Ravindra. Now we see these are different words we are composing using the grammar rules of the language. In the same manner, now I have written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements, 5 different elements. By I composed these 5 different elements according to the syntax rules of the language, Java language, and develop a meaningful statement or instruction. If you see this statement also, first statement, I composed different elements of Java language in order to create a meaningful statement or instruction. So, if you have to learn a human language or a computer language, first you must know the semantics and the syntax rules of the language. This is commonly or generally applicable for all programming languages and human languages also. Okay. Thereafter, next, what is our building block in Java program? In Java program, the building block is the object, because this is object oriented programming language, OOP language. Now, if we have to create an object, what is required? It's a blueprint is required. Now, you want to create age, then what you required first? It's a blueprint, int. In the same manner, if you want an object, what is the prerequisite? You must define its class. That's why you must learn how to define classes. There are various types of elements in classes, and what is the impact of that, what is the features and functionalities, all that we learnt in detail. Different types of elements are there. The core elements are data and methods. Methods which act upon the data. Both are integrated or encapsulated as single identifiable data structure, that is called class. So, next step is how to define classes. So, I have to generate one or more objects out of that. That is the second step. So, we must master in defining classes with the different types of elements, not only fields and methods. There are different types of elements like constructors, inner blocks, like that, many nesting classes, many elements are there, already explained to you. You learn each and every element and how to build a complete class, you must learn. That is the second step. Thereafter, learning APIs. Actually, in this chapter, we are focusing on Java class library. It is also known as API. API. Here, nobody gives explanation, but you must learn. API, there is a short form of application programming interfaces. Actually, this is Java class library. Why it is called as interfaces, where are the interfaces and all that, you get a doubt. Actually, what is interface in general sense? Interface is a program or a physical component to use some program or a machine. For example, mouse. By using mouse, we can operate a computer. By using keyboard, we can operate a computer. By using TV remote controller, we can operate a TV. So, here in general sense, we never find difference between TV and TV remote controller. We treat them as one element. But specifically if you talk, TV is different and TV remote is different. Here Java class library is like TV. Using these application programming interfaces API, we are exploring that, we are accessing that, we are importing them and we are using required classes from Java class library. That is the specific meaning. Just you know that. And these are interchangeably they are used, either Java class library. The popular one is APIs, application programming interfaces. That's why hereafter whenever I use APIs or a Java class library, you have to treat them both are one and same. Okay. And thereafter now for learning a language, you must learn three elements, whatever I have explained. One is learning syntaxes and semantics of the Java language. Second one is how to build classes with all the elements, that is the second one. The third one is you must explore Java class library or APIs. Of course, it is very huge. Nobody learn overnight or within a short period. This is a continuous process. So, contextually you have to study. Then by that you can explore, and by exploring that you can get a lot of benefits, because here already I told you one thing. Java was released in 1996. In 1.0 version, we can find only 212 classes, whereas by 2014, almost after 20 years, by Java 8.0 version, the number of classes increased to 4,200 and plus. That means almost 20 times the number is increased by 20 times. That point you have to understand. So, by exploring this library, you can develop any program very easily, because all the resources, whatever classes you require for developing a program or project, all are available in API. So, one more thing is, these classes, these predefined or ready-made classes which are provided by API are developed by the professional programmers, experienced programmers. Obviously, those are very efficient program, a very efficient classes. So, if you, by using them, if you develop your projects or programs, obviously they will be efficient. If you develop those classes which are available in API on your own, there are many risks. The first one is, you have to spend a lot of time. Time is money, that means you have to incur cost. Number two, because of our inexperience or lack of knowledge, there may be some bugs. So, for debugging you have to spend time, and in that manner they may not be optimized in view of efficiency. So, they may be less efficient. That is why if you use wherever, if you can use API Java class library classes, then use them. Where they are not available, you can you can develop your own classes. That point always you remember. By using API classes, you can develop efficient programs. Okay. And there will be no debugging, because all these classes were thoroughly tested. Years long programmers are testing, and any bugs are there, any loopholes are there, those are being plugged. And every time Java developers releasing new versions by improving the existing elements, or otherwise sometimes they are deprecating the existing elements and they are replacing with the efficient elements. That is why if you explore the Java library API, you can develop by using those classes, you can develop very efficient programs. That point you have to understand. So, this is two aspects, two aspects of learning. You learn on your own, and other one is using API classes. And actually, in real time environment, if we have to develop Java programs and all that, three types of resources are available. The first one is programmer defined classes or user defined classes, whatever you define on your own, that is first type. Second type, many developers, many enthusiastic developers develop many classes and pack them as packages and contribute to the entire world through web. So, whatever purpose, programming purpose you have, you may get most relevant classes freely on the web, but you have to search for them. You should know the techniques of that. So, classes developed by you, classes contributed by others freely, or sometimes you may purchase them, and third one is API classes, classes which are provided by Java class library. So, three types of classes are available for developing Java projects. Understand? Thereafter, JDK, Java Development Kit. Java Development Kit mainly consists of three components. The first one is Java compiler, second one is Java virtual machine, you simply call as an interpreter, and third one is Java API, that is Java class library. Now, if you explore this class library, as I told you already, all the classes are classified and bundled as packages. In every package, you can find a related set of classes. In this context, one more point I have to tell you. For the sake of simplicity, I am using classes, but classes include other reference types. That may be, they may be interfaces, they may be enumerations, and they may be annotations, all that elements, because every time I cannot pronounce all the list. That is why where I am using classes, you must understand other reference types also. Okay. So, all the classes are classified into related packages. There are in presently in 8.0 version, which was released in 2014, consists of around 200 packages. 200 packages altogether, all packages together, 4200 plus classes means already I told other reference type, together 4200 are there. That is why every time whenever you work out some programs in Java, then you make it as a habit, you go to Java class library and explore. You open, suppose Java IO, you open Java input output package, that you open, what are the classes available, just have a glance, Java Lang, that the core package, what are the contents in that. Like that you make it a habit, because huge elements. Now simply by going through everything, there is no use. Contextually, suppose you are working on IO Java IO management, then explore entire thing. You are working on a collection framework, all util package. Many times you have to work, because the core fundamental classes are there in Java Lang package, that you explore. Like that, contextually, if you study that, those are registered in your brain. And whenever you want a particular set of classes, then simply go to API and you can import that package and utilize the relevant classes. Now I will explain how to explore the Java API 8.08 version.